I have heard over the last couple of weeks versions of the phrase, how hard can this be? Or witnessed people thinking that what we do for a living as artists can't be that hard. And there's a really good reason for that. And it has to do with you and your expertise. And we'll talk about that up next in this episode of the VO Heroes podcast. In teaching authors how to narrate their own books, or teaching actors and voice talent how to narrate books for rights holders, for publishers, producers, authors, etc., I will hear people talk about what we do, whether it's doing voiceover work, whether it's doing acting work, whether it's writing. And it's very interesting how people who don't do what we do think what we do isn't all that hard. It began when I first was training as an actor. I would hear people go, oh, acting. Pfft. Well, yeah, how hard can that be? You just get up in front of a camera and you just say the lines, Okay, all right, interesting. I don't think I would ever say plumbing. How hard can that be? What do? You just, you thread a few pipes and you put them together in a T or a nipple or an elbow, and how hard can that be? Are you kidding me? It's very hard. And what we do is also very hard. But here's the thing. If you're really, 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 really good at it, and you've paid your dues, and you've trained, and you've got experience doing the writing, doing the acting, doing the voiceover work, and you get better and better and better at it, the better you get at it, the easier it looks to other people. And you kind of have to live with that the level of respect or interest or understanding about all that goes into what we do might not be there for what my friend Michael Kostroff calls the muggles, the non-artists in our circle of friends and family. And you kind of have to live with that. And you want to live with that. You want them to think that how hard can it be? It looks pretty easy because it's easy for you. It's not hard for you when they look at the finished product. Now, you may be working your tail off on set or in front of a word processor or, writing your book or doing your audio work. You are likely putting in, lots and lots of sweat to do what you're doing. I mean, I think about just an initial example is when you're on set and you're not the person talking. One of the things that really, really good actors do is they give reaction shots like crazy so that the editors have things to cut to. Somebody says something shocking, it's effective to cut to the other person they're talking to with a look of shock on their face, or no shock on their face, depending upon the thing. But that's something that somebody who knows what they're doing would know, and somebody who doesn't know what they're doing wouldn't know. Somebody who thinks it's just easy to be just, what do you do when the camera isn't on you? Do you just sit there, stand there, brick wall? No, you're still acting your tail off. Same thing with writing. When you come up with a story arc and you come up with sort of the framework of that arc, nobody sees that work. They don't see how hard that can be. But in the finished product, it seems to flow effortlessly. And so when somebody says, how hard can it be? I think to myself, you have no idea. And I just want to take a moment to give you kudos, first of all, for being here and listening to this claptrap, but also knowing that you are putting in a lot of work. I see you. I know how much work it takes and how hard it can be, or at least how much of a lift it can be. It may come to you easily. It may not be confusing or frustrating. It may just be a lot of work, which is great, but it's hard. How hard can it be? Really hard. And you know it because you're the artist that's here. And I love that. And I so support you in what you do. And I know how hard it can be. Just want you to know that. Just a little, hey, I'm on your side kind of thing this episode, all right? Hit the like button if you like what you're hearing. You can subscribe to the channel. You can click the notification bell. to get notified when new episodes come out. You can go up to the address bar and just share this, forward this to another artist or voice talent or actor who needs to hear this and needs to hear that somebody knows how hard it can be and is on your side. Go ahead and do that. I'd love if you could do that. Just share it with somebody if this is worth it to you. All right? I'm David H. Lawrence the 17th. I thank you so much for watching and for listening, and I will see you in the next episode of the VO Heroes podcast.